Have you ever had sleep paralysis? Depending on what you see, it can be one of the most terrifying experiences of your life. It always feels so real, like it's actually happening. It is truly awful. But every experience isn't bad. Sometimes there's just nothing there. But on this particular night, I wasn't so lucky. I've had sleep paralysis maybe half a dozen times in my life, and this one was by far the worst. Me and my family had just got done watching a horror movie. It was Halloween time, and my family basically treated Halloween like Christmas. We watched a Halloween movie every single night. Decorations, it was the whole 9 yards. After we got done watching our movie, I went to sleep. But I woke up not too much later on my back, and I couldn't move. I already knew what this was. I started scanning the room with my eyes to see what it was going to be this time. Then my eyes locked onto my closet door. There was this pale, ghoulish-looking head peeking out of my closet. It almost looked dead. Then it pulled itself back into my closet. It was terrifying. I laid there for about another minute or two before it peered its head out again. It scared the crap out of me. Then I laid in bed for another minute or two before I finally regained control of my body. I sat up and turned on my lamp. I felt relieved that it was over. I started to smell this awful stench. It honestly smelled like a rotting corpse. I looked around my room, then my eyes locked onto the closet again. Through the slits in the closet door, I saw these wide open, crazy eyes. I screamed at the top of my lungs and ran into my parents' room, screaming at them that someone was in my closet. My dad went in and dragged out the man inside my closet. This man looked utterly insane, smile wide as ever, his eyes opened more than I knew humanly possible. The cops got there a few minutes later and arrested the man. They searched the house just as a precaution. One of the cops came out with this bag. It looked like something circular was inside of it. Apparently that man had a severed head in that closet with him. It looked exactly like the head that was peeking out of my closet that night. I don't know if this was sleep paralysis or if I was just paralyzed with fear, but either way, this was still the scariest moment of my life. Hello, my name is Derek, and this is my story. I'm 19 years old. This happened when I was 15. It was October 22nd, and my parents had just informed me that they were going away for the weekend on a little couples therapy type of thing. I was pretty stoked about this. I mean, what teenager wouldn't be? So, fast forward to Friday, I had just got off school and was walking home. I thought I heard something in the bushes behind me, but I just shrugged it off and headed home. When I got home, my parents were all packed up and ready to leave. I said my goodbyes, and they left. Finally. The rest of the day, I didn't do much. Made some pizza rolls, gamed with my friends for a bit, and took a nap. I was a very lazy kid, and I know I was a pretty boring teenager. That night, I decided to watch a horror movie by myself in the dark. Not just any movie, I decided to watch the scariest ranked movie in the world. It wasn't that scary. After I finished the movie, I went to bed. I thought I heard something outside, but I had just watched a scary movie, so I wasn't exactly at peace in mind. I decided to take a peek out my window anyways. I didn't see anything, so I just went back to bed. I woke up the next morning at about 10:30. It's nice to finally be able to sleep in without being yelled at. So fast forward to that night, I was sitting in the living room, and I started to hear some rustling in the bushes. The couch is right next to the window, so it wouldn't take much for me to hear. I took a look out the window. No one was there. Must have been an animal, I thought. So I continued on with my night, and while I was watching a movie, I heard it again. I was a little creeped out this time. I mean, this is 3 days now where I've been hearing just random noises outside. And that's when I heard a bang on the back door. It was loud, really loud. It sounded like somebody banging on the door. Luckily, my parents had this camera system where I could see what was going on from my phone. I checked my camera. What I saw was very disturbing. A man was trying to bash open the door, but he wasn't hitting it with his shoulder or his hand. It looked like he was using a body. This man was clearly insane. Using the cops as a threat wasn't going to work. So I grabbed a knife and went into my bedroom and locked the door. I reached for my phone to call the cops, but I had forgotten it in the living room. I was about to go get it when I heard he was in the house. I thought for sure I was dead. I hid in my closet and I started to hear the guy go through all the rooms. He checked my parents' bedroom, the bathrooms, the basement. When he finally got to my door, he stopped. I could hear his heavy breathing. I think he had a mask on. He sat there in complete silence for what felt like an eternity. The silence was broke by the sound that I had been fearing I'd hear. He was trying to break my door down. I could hear my door starting to give out. But then, just in the nick of time, police sirens were everywhere. I heard the guy attempt to run, but he didn't get away. Turns out he was a fugitive. He had just robbed one of my neighbor's houses 2 weeks ago. My neighbor is the one who actually called the cops. He said that guy had been stalking in my bushes for hours. And the body he had with him, just some doll of sorts.